KGAB.
All right, and good morning. Glad to have you here with us on a Tuesday, which started out to be a really, really nice sunny day, but of course there's still some moisture in the air, about 20% chance of rain a little bit later on, so keep your eye out on that. Of course, Don Day will keep you updated on that, plus be mindful. A lot of construction going on, a lot of construction. It's construction season. Orange cones, not only here in the capital city, but as you're making your way towards Chugwater or out in Laramie, wherever you're headed, just be mindful. We did have an incident on the highway where somebody lost their life. It's just flat not worth it. Slow it down. Do what the flaggers tell us to do, and let's save lives and get to wherever we're going safely. Well, speaking of a little bit of safety and enforcing the law, we are privileged. Every now and again, he's able to come in and fill in for Chief Kozak, and of course that would be Captain Mitch Maxwell. Cap, good to have you in the program today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Very good. So there's a lot going on. Of course, it's summertime and kids are out of school, so I'm sure you guys are rocking and busy right now.
We are. It's very busy. You know, anytime summertime's the time everybody gets out and does everything, and windows get open, and so sound carries, and so we have more disturbance calls. The kids are out in the streets and playing, and so yeah, it's everybody's out running around doing their thing, and that's how summer should be. So
yeah, it should be fun, but hopefully they'll keep their spray paint cans, on the shelf where they belong.
Right. Yeah.
Have we been? I know for a while there we had a lot of problem with graffiti and whatnot. I'm not seeing it so much so now. How are we doing on that?
You know, it has slowed down a little bit. I don't know what the cause of it is. We do still have our program where we spray over spray paint, so if somebody sees it, they can call the police department, put it on the list, and we'll add it to our to-do list. But for the most part, we're doing pretty good. We're trying to keep up with it. The citizens have been calling in if they see somebody, doing something they're not supposed to with spray paint or that. We try and get there pretty quick. But I'm not sure what the real underlying cause of why it's
maybe
down.
The prices of Krylon have gone up.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Well, speaking of which, you said neighbors are calling you and whatnot. We've got the neighborhood night out coming up here very shortly, and maybe you can give us an update on if you know the figures of about how many communities are getting involved this year.
I think we have between 15 and 20 block parties scheduled night. Officer Dan Long is the one that's really running headstrong with this one. It's July 14th. It's our 6th annual, so it's hard to imagine we've done 6 of them. This will be the 6th one already, but so far so good. We had the captain's block party. Everybody's excited, and it's a good chance for everybody to get out, come and meet the law enforcement and the firemen and everybody in the community.
How much on your staff, Cap, actually go out to these things? Is it a rotation thing, or you have some people, obviously, that are on duty, and then you have like a force that actually goes out to these parties? How does that work from your end?
Typically, we have the guys that answer calls for service. They're answering calls. That's just how we have to have those people out there to take care of those problems. But then everybody else is working that night and out at the block parties and meeting everybody and trying to get around. We try and get around to as many parties as we can. We try and spread everybody out so we get at least a couple officers to each party. It's hard to do. There's a lot of parties, and so you try and get to as many as you can.
You guys are party animals. I don't know
exactly.
What else to say.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a phone call. Good morning. You're on with Captain Mitch Maxwell. It's your turn.
Good morning. I was wondering if your guests could give us an update on the new police station. It's my understanding that the cost overruns are approaching $1 million, and I wonder if he would comment on that and let us know where that money might come from. Thank you.
Thanks for the phone call, Cap.
Actually, the project is within budget, so we're good there. The project is progressing normally. We're on track. We did have a little bit of a setback when they were doing some of the reinforcement to the foundation. They found some extra thick rebar and stuff in there from way back in the 50s or 60s when that other building was built. The budget's looking really, we're very impressed with it. We're
And so, as smart as a lot of these architects and builders try to be, there's always going to be some.
Everything's progressing well. Hopefully, really the only thing that stumbling block for us would be if steel prices went through the roof or something like that. But we've got most of our steel in place, so I think unless construction consumables go up considerably, I think everything's going to be on.
So in the orange upside down spray can, and I've already marked where your office is.
No, not yet. There's no floor up there. There might be a floor now, but
yeah,
that would be kind of tough. I'd be suspended from the ceiling or something. Yeah,
that's funny. All right, we are talking with Captain Mitch Maxwell. Is the captain of the Cheyenne Police Department, filling in for Chief Kozak. He's taking a little time off this morning, and he'd love to take some more of your phone calls, things that are on your mind. Now's the time to do it at 632-6500 or 632-3323. The video cam is on YouTube, so head on out to AM6, and you can check us out there as well. More to come straight ahead. Good morning.
Whether you're planting a tree or digging a foundation, contact One Call of Wyoming at 1-800-849-2476 or 811. Call 2 business days before you dig. It's free and required by law. Repairs to utilities can be expensive. Cutting a gas line or electrical line can be deadly. No matter if it's weekend yard work or major construction, call One Call of Wyoming at 1-800-849-2476 or 811. Sponsored by Public Service Commission, Wyoming Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
If teams are the heart of Relay for Life, then the event leadership is its muscle. Event leadership volunteers pull it all together from kickoff wrap-up. Leadership team members focus on growing the event production, advertising, and so much more. Your Laramie County Relay for Life is looking for event leaders to help with this year's event, which is being held in Cheyenne June 26th. Visit relayforlife.org/CheyenneWY for more information.
Attention smart shoppers. If you're within the sound of my voice, this message is for you. For a limited time, Terrell Doyle Honda is offering truly epic opportunities to save on a new Honda. We're talking about our lowest prices of the year, guaranteed. Right now, every single new Honda in stock at Terrell Doyle Honda is on sale, including the new 2015 Honda Accord Sport with automatic. Yours for an incredible $219 a month. You heard right. A new 2015 Honda Accord Sport with automatic. Named at 10 Best by Car and Driver, a record 29 times. Only $219 a month. Or how about a new 2015 Honda Pilot EXL with automatic and 4-wheel drive for only $259 a month. That's a 2015 Honda Pilot EXL, only $259 a month. But you better hurry to Terrell Doyle Honda in Cheyenne, just north of high prices. And online at TerrellDoyleHonda.com. Terrell Doyle Honda. You'll love our brand of dealing. 36-month leases with approved credit. $2,299 due at lease signing on Accord. $3,099 due at lease signing on Pilot. See dealer for details. Offers expire 5/31/2015.
A message from DAV to returning veterans. Thank you for doing your duty and doing our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
You're listening to KGAB Mornings with Gary Freeman on AM 650 KGAB.
All right, time's 9:20. Again, the video cam is on. If you want to head out to YouTube, you can check that out, AM 650, and simply see what's going on in the studio there. We have the privilege of having normally Chief Brian Kozak and Officer Dan Longren. Of course, they like to give them time off too, so we have Captain Mitch Maxwell in with us, and he's been in with us before. And Cap, we appreciate everything that you do for the police department. Now, something that's kind of coming up, and the first time I went was last year, and I'll tell you what, I didn't just cry, I wept. I mean, it really had that impact on me, and that is the traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall.
Right.
You guys have something to do with that, don't you?
Yeah, we usually escort it in and escort it out of town when it's time for it to go. and if they need any additional, usually the military takes care of the security up there if they have any problems, but we help out with that if they need it.
Probably makes you feel pretty good that you guys have somewhat of a part in that. I mean, it may be
without a
job
doubt.
as usual,
Yeah.
but this is something very, very special.
Without a doubt. All the military, we're appreciative, but I think that the Vietnam era vets really got a bad deal, and I think they're finally getting the recognition that they deserve.
Well, they named the I-25 highway out here. I don't know if you've noticed that. It says "Welcome Home, Vietnam Vets," and I'll tell you what, I'm just so proud of our state for doing that. And then they had the Casper event up there with the Welcome Home Vietnam Vets here a couple weekends ago, and I heard raving reviews. The governor was there, so that's awesome. Let's take another phone call. Good morning. You're on with Captain Mitch Maxwell. Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to make a comment. I know you guys were talking about like graffiti artists and stuff, and I just wanted to let you know that, because it's been so wet and because the weather's been so, kind of out there, a lot of graffiti artists kind of wait till the drier conditions come out.
Are you one yourself, sir?
I used to be. I turned into the guy who paints on canvases and does a little bit different things. But yeah, I used to when I was younger, and I kind of changed my ways because it's just stupid and it's pointless. I didn't like defacing people. I didn't like defacing people's property, and I just think it's idiotic, honestly, and it's just a waste of time personally in my life. So
yeah, not to mention it's illegal in a lot of areas. But we do appreciate your creativity. So we have a former tagger here, as they say in the hip hop world here, Captain Maxwell, actually a recovering. So did you go to like a graffiti anonymous deal where they kind of got you straightened out, or did you just come to Jesus moment on your own?
No, actually I got caught. So I mean that's part of the reason why. So after you get tickets and you come to the realization that you don't like to go to court just for graffiti and whatnot, you just kind of change your mind.
Hey, do you have a Facebook account?
I do.
Well, connect with me, would you, Gary Freeman? I'd like to check some.
I do. My name's Alex Adams, and I do connect and I comment, and I love following you guys. First time caller, by the way, and just wanted to let you know you do an awesome job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, and thanks for the tip on the graffiti. So I know that Captain Maxwell and his crew will be keeping out for that. So just a little bit too wet for that.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It is. And I know that we are getting geared up for Super Day coming up this Saturday.
Yes.
What role are you guys playing in that? Or what are maybe some of the things that we, as the public, maybe should be looking out for? I mean, pretty much it's a fun day, but
it is.
I've noticed that there could be some potential gangs that hang out down there as well.
It is. We have a pretty good presence up there. We'll have some of our the canine. We'll have a canine demonstration. We'll probably have a couple of our motors up there. We'll have the command vehicle up there. So we'll have a lot of different, probably some of the SWAT equipment, the gear that those guys carry and wear, and then we'll have our regular enforcement up there as well to make sure everybody stays safe and has a good time. And we really generally don't have a lot of problems up there. Everybody goes up, they have a good time, and they leave, and we just don't have that many problems, which is a good thing. So that's what that event's for, and it usually goes off pretty well.
Now, for the kiddos, you guys will have a display up there, so do the kids get to crawl through your cars and get stickers and all that other cool stuff?
Yep, the little tattoos and all that little stuff that we have, yeah.
That's great.
Water-soluble tattoos.
That's great. All right, we're talking with Captain Mitch Maxwell, and if you want to ask a question or weigh in, 632-6500, 632-3323. And also I know that you guys, Captain, bodies are an important part of the police force. And it seems like across the country, a lot of the police forces are down as far as bodies. Is that true, number one? And two, how are we doing on recruitment for new guys on the force?
Well, nationally, the latest stats I saw on it was anywhere between 70 and 90% nationally is what law enforcement is down as far as recruiting, and we're seeing that here as well. We have 8 vacancies. We're allowed 106 on paper, but it's very rare that we can actually get to that amount, because by the time somebody leaves or retires, it takes us almost a full year to replace that person between hiring, advertising, testing, sending them to the academy, and then months of training, and then before they're actually out on their own able to serve the public. So it's a long process, and it's just one of those things that it seems like you're always chasing your tail trying to get it right. So we've tried to do some different things. We're offering a signing bonus now for lateral officers, so officers with experience from other agencies. We're offering a $5,000 signing bonus to try and help that gap that we have with the vacancies that we have. And so this is the first time we've tried it. We'll see how it works, and if it helps get to the point where we can fully staff our department. And so it's we're trying to test every month. We're trying things that we haven't done before, and we'll see what we can come up with.
And I'm sure there's a lot of potentials that want to be on the force but just flat don't hack it.
Well, that's the other problem, is that one is you don't have very many people that actually apply, and two, the ones that do, their background is suspect and we can't bring them on. So I mean, we got to keep our standards to a certain level,
sure,
or the citizens will pay the price. And so it's a balancing act, and a lot of departments are lowering their standards so they can fill the ranks, but then those problems just come back to haunt you later on.
That's right. We're talking with Captain Mitch Maxwell here, filling in for Chief Brian Kozak this morning. And I want you to do away with another kind of mindset. I know, I've gotten out of the military in '92. I was infantry, not military police, but I'd kind of heard either here or elsewhere that some of the police departments kind of shied away from military police folks coming onto the force because they have to totally reprogram them.
Well, that's true and not true. The aspect of we love having prior military, because they understand we run a semi-military organization as far as structure, as far as chain of command and that type of thing. But we're not near as rigid as the military, because we deal in a civilian world. We're not dealing in a total black and white, which is what military has to work into to operate efficiently. So we deal in a gray area, and that's one of the problems we have with military, is that they're so used to, either it's on or it's off. It's black and white. Either you did it or you didn't do it. Where we try and work with people and understand what they're going through. And we're dealing with the spirit of the law, not the letter of the law.
Right. And I think that's played out well for the community and the police force here.
Right.
I mean, there's been times where I got a ticket. There were times where I was told, hey, slow down, and it wasn't so black and white. I even tapped a cop car one time because I looked over to the left during Frontier Days when they were demolishing the old St. Mary's. The police officer could have got out, get out of the car, and treated me like a bum, but he didn't. He was very cool about it. I barely nicked the car, and he went so far as to say, man, I just let you go, but I have to report this, but if you don't hear anything, no sweat. I mean, just really cool, and that builds really good relationship, because accidents do happen.
Absolutely.
They're not intentional.
Right. Well, we all make mistakes. We all do stupid things. We all, leave the gas pump in the car and drive off. I mean, that's just we're just humans, right? I mean, we're going to do stuff like that, and as a civilian law enforcement agency, you have to understand that, and you have to work with with people and understand that that's how things work. And hammering somebody like that for doing something silly is.
That's right. All right. Well, Captain Maxwell, we appreciate you coming in today. Any final thoughts that we need to know about? I know Frontier Days is coming up. Anything we need to chew on before you go?
No, just enjoy your summer and be safe out there.
All right, thanks a lot. That is Captain Mitch Maxwell. We appreciate him being on the program today, and we're coming up on Fox News. We'll get your phone calls with open line time straight ahead. Good morning.